Hello everyone, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you back to my next video I present to all of you here on YouTube. This will be Smash related, but it won't be the next Smash Brothers Newcomer stage idea. I just recorded one for Raccoon City. I don't know which one's going to upload first between this one and that one, and then I'm going to be doing the next ones coming like this weekend, going into New Year's. But I wanted to do this one as well, and I've been wanting to do this for a while because it's, again, me talking about characters, but it's not going to be talking about characters, ideas for Smash Brothers. It's going to be me talking about characters I personally want to see in Smash Brothers. Not just Ultimate, but like future games too. This isn't just for Ultimate, it's in general newcomers I personally would love to see. And I love making lists. You should know I like making my personal lists and talking about topics and how I think about stuff, either from a general perspective from people or my own. This is my own, especially Smash Brothers, because I've been doing that on my stage since freaking the speculation for Smash 4. Knowing me, you should all know that I love newcomers in Smash Bros. And talk about a crap ton of them because I love seeing characters in Smash Brothers. So this is going to be my top 25 most wanted newcomers for the Super Smash Brothers series. Whether DLC now and Ultimate for this, what we have now, like the final character 5 for the Fighter Pass, and future DLC, and then future Smash Brothers games, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. Like, as of now, this is also a list that defines, as of now, end of 2019, on Christmas Day, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever, heck else you celebrate, December 25th, whatever. Like, this is when the video is going up, so I kind of have to mention that too. I mentioned that in the Resident Evil level as well video. But I wanted to do this as a quick video. No pictures, no nothing. I have the list on my phone. I posted it on Facebook. I had to revise the list because I used to have a list that was 15. And I'm like, okay, does this list still stand? Because that list was like earlier this year. And I'm like, okay, does that list stand? And a couple of people were pulled off. And then since I bumped it from 15 to 25, I'm like, well, I'm looking at a lot more characters. So I looked at a lot of characters from my list, because a lot of characters on the list are not only characters I personally want to see, that I think should get in, but also personally want to see myself too. So it was like a blend of that. So let me get this started with my top 25 characters, and I just hope you guys like it. And let's see what my list consists of for Smash Brothers. Starting at 25 is Captain Toad. I've never played the Captain Toad game yet, whether on Wii U or like the Switch or whatnot. I've been wanting to play it, but I love the character when he was like in Odyssey and everything, and I think Mario World as well. Mario on the new Super Mario, like Mario 3D World on the Wii U. I love that they finally gave us a Toad that is a main character, someone that actually has his own personality. And I know people for years have been wanting Toad in Smash. I never wanted a generic Toad. I think that's boring, especially because they'd probably be taking too much from either Mario Brothers 2 or the new Super Mario Bros. Games, which makes him a lot like Mario and Luigi, and we don't need another one of those. But I think them making him like maybe a non-jumping character, or using a pickaxe, or building up terrain and being a very puzzled, non-aggressive fighter, I think it's very unique, and it gives us a character version that is iconic to the Mario series, but it gives us a version of him that is, new and different and is his own, and not just a generic Toad. I'm sorry, I don't really want that. But Captain Toad, maybe once the series starts getting more sequels, I would love to see that. 4, the Galar Trainer. I do think Pokemon Sword and Shield, as new as they are and as big and popular as they are, they deserve characters. Now, I personally want to see another Pokemon Trainer. I love the starters. I've been loving the starters the last couple of generations of Pokemon, but I do love the starters from Galar. They're really nice, and I think if you pick 3 different evolutions and give us the male-female Galar Trainer and differentiate them from the Red Trainer / Leaf, the boy or girl from Generation 1 that's in Smash Ultimate right now, I think it'd be really cool, because you can get like Cinderace, or like all these other what's the thing called, Sable or whatever. You can pick different ones, like either give them the disadvantage to the trainer, give them the advantage, to the Pokemon trainer, red and green, or Leaf and Fire Red or whatever, boy or girl from Generation 1, or give them the advantage, or mixed match where it's not really anything advantage wise. I don't know. I would love to see Sword and Shield represented, and I think the best way of doing that is to represent the starters and give us another trainer, 3-in-1, kind of the Generation 7, 8. We're on Generation 8 starters. So there you go. I think that'd be kind of cool, and that's what I would pick now personally for Smash Ultimate. That's gonna probably change. That is a character that's more specific for now, not for the series in general. Captain Toad was more of for Smash in general. This one is more for like Smash Ultimate now. If not, well, the character's probably unlikely to get in with Smash 6, 7 onward because there'll be generations 9, 10, 11. So if they don't get in now, the generation's screwed, just like generations 3 and 5 are. So there you go. Number 23. This is an off-the-wall chance, but I'd love to see the series come back in general. So I'd love to see the characters get in. So this is more of a super want, but very unlikely choice. And that's the Elite Beat Agents. That'd be such a unique dancing moveset. I loved Elite Beat Agents on the DS. I've always wanted a sequel, and I know the game didn't do well, so that's probably the reason why we never got a sequel. Well, Oandon in Japan got 2 games. The series is iconic though, and they've made spin-offs on like the computer and mobile and stuff like that. They were kind of like this, like the Osu and stuff. I would love to see a sequel in Nintendo. Can we please get another one? And I'd love to see them as characters in Smash Bros. Because of 3-in-1 characters, or you can have all the different skins be different agents / cheerleaders from Oandon. Very dance-heavy moveset. I think it'd just be fun, and I love the series enough that that's a new series I'd love to see them represent. Too bad we haven't got a game since freaking forever. So they're very unlikely. It's more of a wish, want kind of thing. 22. Billy and Jimmy Lee from Double Dragon. That is an iconic NES, third-party character, and we're starting to get a lot of those in Smash Brothers. Mega Man, Castlevania, freaking. Who else do we have? Like all the third parties basically are from like that era of the 80s into the early 90s. The Super Nintendo, the Game Boy, the original Nintendo, Street Fighter. During the arcade days, Street Fighter, the rivalry with Sonic, freaking all these classic third parties. Snake, which kind of debuted on the MSX / got a game on the NES. A lot of 80s icons are in Smash Brothers. Double Dragon was the big co-op game back then, not including Contra. But Billy and Jimmy Lee, this big arcade NES to Super Nintendo classics. They brought it back with Double Dragon Neon, and that game was kind of meh. But the iconic status of Double Dragon means that they are missing characters from the 80s. And I would love to see them in Smash Bros. And imagine some karate-based moveset using weapons as well. That'd be kind of cool. 21. Miriam from Bloodstained Ritual of the Night / Curse of the Moon as well. I would love to see this in there because it'd be a non-Castlevania character. The games are really fun. The Bloodstained games are really fun. And she could have a very unique moveset with the whip, which kind of makes her like Simon and Richter. But she also has like an axe and a sword. So she's a 3-in-1 moveset, weapon-based character that can switch between them. She has shard-based dark energy powers. And the game is... It is an indie character, I think, that deserves to get in, and it represents Castlevania while also not representing it as well. And it's a unique franchise that's just starting off. 2 games now. Chances are it's going to get a sequel. It's very well received, and it's sold very well. A unique moveset. Fun, I would love to see her in Smash Brothers because it's like you have the old Castlevania stuff, and you have something like a spiritual successor to it. And it represents indie gaming, which... I think they need to start including some indie characters in here as well. She is not my most wanted indie character, and you'll see that later on down on this list. You'll see at least 1 or 2 more. And then 20, we have the Majora Skull Kid from Majora's Mask. I want Majora in Smash. I would love to see Skull Kid in Smash. It's just that Majora Mask version of Skull Kid is the one everyone wants, and that's only been one version of the Zelda franchise. And Zelda alone always doesn't get too many new characters. We haven't seen a new character since frickin' like Brawl. They haven't added anyone in a while. They've just brought back young Link. So already the series doesn't get really any new characters really at all. And it's like, why would, I know he's iconic. I know it's an iconic version of Skull Kid, which Skull Kid in general is in multiple games in the series. But that is the one that, like, it's questionable. It's like it's a one-off game that hasn't really... Like, the Majora's Mask hasn't been mentioned or brought up really in any new game since then. So that hurts its chances, but its iconic status as a character in the series and demand from fans like crazy. I would love to see it because I loved Majora's Mask. That was around the time I got into the Legend of Zelda series. I didn't get into it on the Super Nintendo. I got into it on the N64 with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. So for me, that shows my beginning of my love for the series. And I remember pre-ordering that game. I think that was the first game I ever pre-ordered. and I would love to see how interesting, mystical, magical, crazy, moving around the stage moves that they can come up with. I just feel it's not likely, given that we haven't seen anything new besides a remake, and that's about it. It's just fan to man kind of pushing him right now. 19 goes to Starman from Pro Wrestling. I've never, well, I shouldn't say never played it. I did play it on the NES game classic system on the Switch. I didn't put a whole lot of time into it yet though, but I've always loved the concept of it. It's like their own original Nintendo wrestling game, and he's iconic in the world of gaming, but he's also iconic outside of it because people in actual wrestling have dressed up as him on the indie scene. That shows how iconic he is. And we already have a wrestling character found in Smash with Incineroar, but that should not stop at one, because another wrestling character is Starman doing lucha libre moonsaults and hurricane ranas and like backwards kicks and stuff like that, spinning kicks. I think he'd be an interesting character. And there's so many retro characters from Nintendo that have not ever made it into Smash Bros. Yet. He is one of them. I think this truly deserves to still get in. At 18, we have Hell from Fire Emblem Heroes Book 3. I kind of haven't kept up to date on Fire Emblem Heroes. I'm still very far back on Book 1, but I've kept up to date somewhat on the story and the characters. And if there's a character from it I really want to see represented, it's Hell. She's like a Norse god, demon, half dead skeleton lady with a scythe. That is cool. It gives us a villain from Fire Emblem. It represents heroes. And it gives us this really cool new moveset with a freaking death god, scythe-wielding, moving around stage, floating, dark magic-wielding character. And I think she just looks freaking awesome. I would love to see her be the representative for that game if it ever got anything in Smash Brothers. 17, Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles X continues to get screwed. Like, it still hasn't made its way to the Switch yet, even though now the original Xenoblade's coming to the Switch. So maybe that's good things, because I think they know to bring over Xenoblade Chronicles X at some point, or a sequel to it. She's a very iconic character. They put her in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as like one of those summon blade characters you can get. And she's just represented pretty well, like outside of her main game. And she has a good moveset with her doll and everything. And people love Xenoblade Chronicles X, and she's a popular character. I never played Xenoblade Chronicles X myself. I never got around to it on the Wii U because of the save issue and stuff like that. I didn't have the storage for it. But I wanted it on the Switch, and I would love to see her in Smash Bros. Because I want to see more Xenoblade characters than just Shulk. And I think she's one of the top choices, especially if Xenoblade Chronicles X continues. Then number 16 is Akira Howard from Astro Chain. I'm sorry, I'm feeling under the weather here. Astro Chain is a phenomenal third-party platinum-based game on the Switch. It's sold very well, probably one of the best games of the year. And the moveset with your Legion, various Legion-based movesets, is cool. It would be one of those characters that's male, female, like Corrin and Robin and whatnot, and you go from there, and it's just, you can get a really interesting moveset out of it. And I think you can get some really cool characters there, very cool moveset, and that's the only reason I want it. And it's going to become a series, and it's platinum, which already supports Nintendo, and I just really want to see it as a character. And I'm going to end it there, because my battery's starting to die, so I'll make this a two-parter. Stay tuned for part 2 when I get on to 15 to 1. Sniper's Fun, signing out.